a big partner meeting going on?
Girl, it's go time.
What is the meaning of this?
Effective immediately. Make good on your word, or I won't.
Well, folks, I've aired out my grievances online, and a lot of you saw that. I do not like where the story's going. Now, granted, to be fair, it's been a day since I saw the photo of Fatima with the bat and Andi standing in front of Robin in the hallway, and I'm guessing, maybe he kind of like stands in their way before they go into the conference room. But then in the trailer, we have Andi giving the partners the ultimatum of, you either give me the position I was promised or I walk. And we see Marie in the room with them. And I'm disappointed on so many levels with how this is being played out, especially because I gave Andi props in episode 17. Remember, I even posted about it. I said, and I did a video too. I said, I'm proud of Andi. No, I'm proud of Andrea Barnes for going back to handling things the professional and respectful way. She got on the phone. I guess this was her, like, taking Marie's, the fire she lit up under her behind her, like, look, you got a week to get back on top, or I'm taking my business elsewhere, and I'm going to make sure that your reputation, professional reputation, is ruined where you can't work at any other firm, because I'll just say that Andrea Barnes is a coward that will hide her head in the sand instead of fight back. So she gets on the phone with some of the partners to remind them of the accolades and the good she's done with the firm. She's calling different clients, just, kind of garnering their support. So I'm like, this is how you do it. Now, if she does get that position, well, if she gets back at the firm and gets that partner position, she's going about it the right way. But what we see in the next episode, I found downright disgusting, because I feel like we're throwing any sort of potential development out of the window. And I think, and like I asked, fans in my caption, I'm like, to the black women watching, like, how do you feel about this? We have Andi barging into this conference because I think, I don't know exactly who's doing this. I think there's a woman on the phone with Fatima saying that there's a big conference going down with all the partners. And I think Fatima then calls Andi saying, girl, it's going down. Then they show up at the firm. Now, and I could be wrong, but I think that the person who calls Fatima, it could be that, the black woman who works at the front desk. Maybe that's what's going on. So they show up, and for whatever reason, Fatima got that dang bat. Now, something tells me she brought it on her own. Like, I don't think Andi told her to bring it, but I don't know what Fatima's thinking here. Because I was going to do a separate video for her, but I'm like, nah, let's just roll it into one. Because I already did a separate video of her fighting Tamara, but I wanted to talk about Andi and Fatima right here. Fatima, she's like a paid intern, right? Like, she has a legit job. I think she started off like, as a paid intern, but then it became like a legit job as the series went on. She is the breadwinner of the Taylor household right now. Zach is, a stay-at-home dad because of the whole money situation with Gary and whatnot. But yeah, she's the breadwinner. Now, she's putting her own job in jeopardy right now by bringing that bat. And keep in mind, she's the breadwinner. She's pregnant. She works at the law firm. She is currently a law student. And she's going into this meeting with a freaking baseball bat, insinuating that if Andi's demands aren't met, she's about to crack some skulls. How in the world would she not get fired for this? Now, Andi obviously brought Marie there probably as collateral, like, hey, I'm the one that brought her to this firm. So if I walk, well, I don't even know. I mean, if Andi walks, then what? I mean, keep in mind, I'm looking at things from the perspective of, okay, let's look at what Mr. Benson told her last season and what Marie said. Marie said, if you have 1 week and if you do not go back to the firm and get back to your position of power, then I'm going. I'm going, taking my business elsewhere, and I'll let everyone know that you ain't about nothing. Now, you could argue that if Marie is here, well, she's there. If Andi lays down the ultimatum and then she doesn't get her position back, rightfully so, would Marie still walk? I mean, possibly, but I doubt she'd say that Andi isn't about that life because she literally just did what she could. But let's look at what Benson said. He literally said, like, you're like the top contender to be managing partner, but there's still some red tape and discussions that need to be, take place, but it's looking good. So technically, she was never promised the position. It was stated that due to Marie's stellar recommendation of Andi, it was looking very good for her to be the next partner. So all I'm thinking is, if you're a person watching this, do you think Andi should get the job? Absolutely not. Because I'm still tripping on the fact that she slapped Robin, the owner of the firm, in the face and straight up called him a son of a B because she got, put on indefinite leave and is out of the running for partner. And now she's coming back saying, I'm demanding what I want. Here's something I want to tell you. I don't know how many of you know this. Maybe this is something I told you early on when I started YouTube. Most of you know that I used to work at a call center. I worked at Liberty University Online's call center as an academic advisor for about 3 years, a little over 3 years, because when my channel took off in October 2017, that's when I quit to do YouTube full time. As an advisor, and look, some people like, oh, you telling stories? Yeah, because it's relevant. So academic advisor, simply put, I was a call center agent. I would help students over the phone, sign up for classes, complete financial check-in, help them out if they had any sort of like issues like, you need help with your FAFSA, let me get you over to financial aid. Or if you have a balance, let me get you over to student account. So it was like that. So as a call center agent, of course, there were times where we had to make cold calls to students, see, hey, did you register yet? Are your grades looking good? Things like that. And there was a record by one of the former advisors who was working in the quality assurance. He made like 400 something calls in a day. So my boss at the time, my the AD, associate director or whatever, basically the guy who was the head of the team of callers I was on, he said, hey, you were challenged because, you make a lot of calls frequently. And, if you break the record, I'm going to hook you up with a plaque and I'm going to give you like a week off. And I'm like, word? So everything was arranged. So and look, this is a real story. I got the plaque to prove it. I showed up to work. It was like a jeans day. So basically Friday, and I showed up to work. I think it was t-shirt day too. I showed up to work in my Michael Jackson Beat It jacket. Yes, I have one of those. I can't really fit it right now because I gained some weight, but I still got it. Came to work. I made 517 calls in a single shift. And I got the plaque to prove it. They put my name on the big screen and everything. All right. So I come back to work because I strained my voice so much that I got sick. So I had to take time off. So I was out of work for a few days. And I came back, and then my boss tells me, so remember everything? Because I remember he came to my cubicle, and he's like, hey, man, you want to go for a walk? I'm like, all right. And I'm like, okay. Because I think it was like, oh, well, maybe it's that time of the month where we have our one-on-one sit down. So I don't know why, but he took me to the back of the building where the dumpsters were, and I'm thinking, like, what the hell? And he's like, so I can't give you the plaque and the time off. I'm like, wait, what? Yeah, so one of the head directors found out about what happened, and basically my boss made a bunch of promises, but unbeknownst to him, the powers that be wouldn't let him fulfill it. So all he did was allow me to go leave work that day a few hours early, and I was pissed off. And I think this was like April or something. Fast forward, and I was so pissed off, I was ready to break some windows. I remember, because imagine you work your ass off. Like, so I can relate to Andi now. Imagine you work your ass off to the point where you even get sick. And then everything you were promised you don't get. So And what made me mad was my cubicle was sitting right in front of the office of that director dude, the one that wouldn't let me get my award and stuff. So it turns out the plaque was in his desk. And we fast forward to I think it was my 2-year evaluation. And, they went over my records, like everything, like, bro, you still just doing great. You're excelling and everything. And it's like, anything we could do is like, man, I still wish I had my plaque and everything. Like, all them promises were made. I made all those phone calls and I got nothing for it. So my boss did the coolest thing. When the director was out, when he went to lunch, he went into the director's office, opened up his desk, got my plaque and gave it to me. And I'll never forget him for that. So I can completely relate to wanting to fuck some shit up because you were wronged at your job. But the major difference here is I did not show my true colors because I was about to cuss people out. I was about to break some stuff. But I knew in my heart of hearts, if I do this, I am going to screw myself over. There is no way this could turn out good in my favor. So when I look at Andi and how she's going about doing things, from slapping Robin to cussing him out, and then Fatima showing up with the bat, if Andi gets that job, I'm just going to be so disgusted. Jeremy, you're just mad because things worked out for Andi when she did what you didn't do. No. It's just that I just hate the fact that she could possibly win this way. Now, keep in mind, Fatima threatened to bust Hayden's kneecaps if he did anything to sabotage Andi's chances of becoming partner. Yet here we are with her holding a baseball bat, insinuating she was going to crack some skulls or kneecaps of these white men if they don't give Andi the job they promised her. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. They could be like, okay, well, Miss Barnes, we'll give you the partner position, but Miss Wilson, you're fired. Like, what kind of way to conduct business is this? Seriously. Now, I just really want to see I'm very curious to see how things are going to play out. And spoiler alert, she gets the position because I think episode 20 is entitled Boss Lady. And her first assignment is to represent Danny because she's going to file a lawsuit or get into some lawsuit with the airport over her job termination. And then she's going to have to go against Tony. Now, I'm wondering how that's going to play out. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm just very disappointed by how this is going to turn out. It just seems like these writers are determined to just write Fatima in such a way where she's like ghetto street. And I'm thinking like, how? And this is the woman that chastises Zach for wanting to fight first and think never. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.